Welcome to Tech Edge. I'm Allison High.
And I'm Trainin. And today we're going to talk about math apps. And we're going to talk about them in a few ways. We're going to talk about the things that can help teachers remember some concepts, freshen up on some concepts, and the ways we can help kids do that. And even there with kids, we have a few different things. Do you want to start?
Yes, absolutely. The first one that I'm going to talk about is actually the one for the teacher. It's called Your Teacher. And this app is really unique in that you can go in and you can type into the search bar what you want to learn about. The first thing that we're going to talk about today is called Your Teacher. And it comes up as math. When it comes up and it loads, it says find the exact math lesson you're looking for. So there's a lot of choices that you can choose today. And I'm just going to go ahead and put in addition. We're going to search that. And you can see that it comes up with a wide variety of addition lessons. So if I wanted to teach addition properties, I would select that. And you can see that it comes up with all the different properties. Let's say that I want to teach identity today. When it comes up, it shows just a quick introduction. All the movies are usually under about 3 minutes. This one's only 30 seconds. So you can get a quick lesson before you teach if you want to refresh yourself, or maybe even a child who's having difficulties, they can look at this. You can see that she just goes through.
Add 0 to a number, the sum is equal to the original number. For example, the identity property tells us that 5 plus 0 equals 5. In general terms, the identity property of addition can be written as A plus 0 equals A, where A is a variable that represents any number.
You can see that they're very quick and easy to listen to, and you'll find that that's what all of the lessons on here will entail. So yourteacher.com also has the same app that you can look at on your computer. So this is Your Teacher. You can find this at the iTunes store.
The Khan Academy has been doing a lot of work, and they've been very, very influential. They've been supported by Bill Gates. There's a really nice piece by Khan himself on TED Talk. So if you haven't downloaded that piece, I would argue do it, just to know what he's talking about. And they've provided a lot of instructional videos. Theirs are very different. They focus on a screen with examples. You don't actually see the instructor, which really doesn't matter much. And they really focus on trying to deliver lessons to students, middle school and up. There are very few things that are below middle school, but excellent at the high school level. So this is the geometry topics, and these are the first 16 videos. This is more middle school, high school level, and you tap to begin, and each one of these is a lesson that is done on video. So if we look at the introduction to angles, for example.
So let's start with some basics. Well, you know what an angle is. Well, actually, maybe you don't know what an angle is, and I'll tell you what an angle is. An angle, if I have two lines, let me draw a thicker line than that. If I have two lines, and they intersect at some point, the angle is a measure of exactly kind of how wide the intersection is between those two lines.
So as you can see here, and we're not going to learn everything about angles, although angles are very important, is that this app really has a series of videos that cover the material rather well. You can just see the number of lessons just in this app, and there are multiple apps. There are other options with the Khan Academy. So I've shown you the geometry one, but there's Khan Mobile, and you can see that there's actually a catalog of classes, and it's got trigonometry, it's got statistics, math, SAT preparation, probability, pre-calc, organic chemistry. So there's a lot out there. And now we're going to talk about a few apps that are focused on practice. And one of the great things about technology, and one of the great ways to use it, is really for kids to be able to practice on their own. And we have one that is a little bit different. Do you want to talk a little bit about manipulatives?
Yeah, manipulatives is interesting because it is exactly what it says. It is just manipulatives. I think I was looking for it to do a little more, but once I realized what it was for, I really liked it. The next thing that we're going to talk about today is virtual manipulatives. One thing I want to point out is after it loads, the way that you change your settings is on the very first screen, and it's down here in the corner. It's this eye. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. You can see that you can change your numbers to percents, fractions, or decimals. You can choose what kind of shape you want. You can choose the color, and you can also decide if you want to show the number on the pieces or hide it. So I'm going to make some selections. I'm going to show the numbers. I'm going to have it be circles, and we'll do fractions today. So I'll go ahead and click play. And this takes you to a page that gives you the directions. Once you're finished reading the instructions, you actually click instructions and it tells you what to do. And so this is a page that you will get. It shows all the different kinds of fractions and what they equal to get 1. And you can see that you can actually pick them up and move them around. So if I wanted to build a circle, I could decide to make 2 halves equal 1. And you can mix and match them. So that's something that I really liked. If there's something on here that you put out and you don't mean to, you can go back and you can erase it. You can also use your pencil and you can write on here. So that's kind of a nice feature. Now the thing that we both really liked about this was that once you answer a question, you can email it. Oh, yes, I want to share it, and it always asks you. The email will pop up and it will decide who you want to send it to, and it will show that picture that you just did, so the teacher can easily check the work and she can move on from there. So that's a really nice feature from that.
What we're going to look at right now is Math Drills. Math Drills is a basic math practice app. So here we can take a practice run, and you can arrange it going horizontally or vertically, but this is, and you hit, and you can see that at the bottom the bar starts showing how many correct and how many incorrect. So if I do incorrect, it'll start showing here. Now this is set, I think, on 100 problems, which is a little high for anybody, especially me. So that's one way to do this. And yes, I'm sure I want to stop. You can also do, and this was a test, you can do a practice run with 10 problems, and they are timed. So you can set all of that here. You can set that in setting, and you can see that you can set out how high the problems go to, depending on the numbers, and what is the total, but also right now it's up to 18, depends on what practice. You can set up the review assistants. They show you on a number line how it's going, so there's a lot of help. And that help comes on automatically if you don't solve it quickly, so you get some hints. And for teachers, you can actually look at each one of your students and you can look at their accuracy counts and speed counts. Again, you can do it based on operation, you can get mixed reviews, and you can really control the level. So it's one of my favorite apps for practice. This one is Candy Count, and it is a great app for young kids who are learning how to count with candy. What could be better? And we'll walk into this. Now we have only one kind of candy.
Shake or tap the bag.
I'm going to tap the bag. And we've got candy.
Let's sort the items by color. Drag each item to the correct jar.
And this is fantastic for preschool, kindergarten, maybe even first grade, depending on the students you have, because this mixes the idea of sorting, which is an important mathematical concept, colors, and counting.
Blue.
So now we're counting.
Count with me. 1,
1,
2,
2,
3,
3,
4.
4. And
Count
so
with me. 1 jar has the most items.
now the app goes into questions about more and less. So it asks which jar has the most items
Great job.
and which jar has the least number of
Which
items.
jar has the
Fewest.
items? Nice work.
Wait, we're not done.
Which jar has more items?
And so
Nice work.
you can see that this really applies to multiple math
Which jar has fewer items?
concepts, all in one, all connected to that idea of counting and understanding quantity. So this is a very well designed app that really tries to get to the heart of the mathematical concept behind it. What we're saying is you've got to be really selective about your apps, and that's why we're trying to introduce you to some apps we think are very, very good. But if you have great apps, let us know. We'll have our email on our website, and you can send us great apps, and we'd love to hear from you. So please share. We'll come back to math another day, but for now, we'll move on next week from math, and we'll focus a little bit on reading, because we think that there are some great reading apps at different levels. We're doing some skill work and some comprehension work, so we'll focus on that next time. And so,
Have a good day. Thanks for tuning in.